Three black women who secretly built modern technology. An 11-minute DTOA documentary. You probably used their work today. When your phone calculated your location, a black woman's mathematics helped make that accuracy possible. When your voice traveled through the internet, a black woman's inventions helped make that connection reliable. And when one of the world's most famous supercomputers demonstrated the emerging power of artificial intelligence, a black woman engineer had helped to develop the technology behind its prototype. Their names rarely appeared in textbooks. Their faces were not placed at the center of the technological revolution. But modern life carries their fingerprints. Dr. Sandra K. Johnson, Dr. Gladys West, Dr. Marian Croak. Three black women whose intelligence helped build the connected world and whose stories are finally moving from the margins of history to the center. They did not create these technologies alone. Engineering is almost always collaborative, but each woman made essential contributions inside institutions where black women were rarely welcomed, properly credited, or expected to lead. This is not a story about mythology. It is a story about documented brilliance. Chapter 1. Dr. Sandra K. Johnson. Supercomputers and the Road to AI. Sandra K. Johnson was born in Japan while her father served in the United States Air Force. After he died in a traffic accident when she was 2, she was raised by her mother and extended family in Lake Charles, Louisiana. Her fascination with electricity began early. She later recalled being amazed that so much energy could travel through a wire. A summer engineering program led Johnson to Southern University and A&M College, where she earned a bachelor's degree in electrical engineering in 1982. She then earned a master's degree from Stanford University. At Stanford, some white classmates excluded her from their research groups. Johnson and several other rejected students created their own team and became some of the strongest performers in the class. She next entered Rice University's doctoral engineering program. On her first day, a professor told her, "I don't think you're going to make it." Johnson did not argue. "You don't know who you're talking to." Johnson's research focused on parallel computing. Traditional computers handled many instructions in sequence. Parallel systems divided enormous problems among multiple processors working simultaneously. But those processors needed consistent access to shared information. Johnson studied cache coherence, the problem of ensuring that processors did not operate using conflicting copies of the same data. Her dissertation examined how this problem affected the performance of complex parallel algorithms. In 1988, she became the first black woman to earn a doctorate in electrical engineering from Rice University. She is also recognized as the first African-American woman to earn a PhD in computer engineering. Johnson joined IBM's Thomas J. Watson Research Center and began a career that would last more than 25 years. She worked on shared memory systems, high-performance computing, data storage, networked computing, and Linux performance. Johnson was also part of the IBM research team that developed the prototype technology behind Deep Blue, the chess-playing computer that later became famous for defeating world champion Garry Kasparov. She did not build Deep Blue alone, but her expertise in advanced computer systems formed part of the research environment that made machines of that scale possible. Long before today's explosion of artificial intelligence, Johnson was helping computers process difficult problems at extraordinary speed. Johnson became an IBM master inventor, with more than 45 issued and pending patents and over 80 technical publications. She became the first black woman admitted to the IBM Academy of Technology and later served as IBM's chief technology officer across Central, East, and West Africa. Today, she advises leaders on artificial intelligence, quantum computing, cybersecurity, and responsible technology. The professor predicted that she would fail. Instead, Dr. Sandra K. Johnson helped build the future he could not yet see. Chapter 2. Dr. Gladys West. The mathematics that helped GPS find the world. Every GPS direction begins with a deceptively difficult question. Where exactly are you on Earth? Answering it requires more than satellites. It requires an extraordinarily precise mathematical model of the planet itself. One of the people who helped build that model was Dr. Gladys May West. Gladys May Brown was born on October 27, 1930, in Dinwiddie County, Virginia. Her family worked the land, but Gladys understood that education could open a different future. She graduated from high school as valedictorian and received a scholarship to Virginia State College, now Virginia State University. West earned bachelor's and master's degrees in mathematics. In 1956, the United States Navy hired her at its proving ground in Dahlgren, Virginia. She was the second black woman hired there and one of only 4 black professional employees. West entered a world of calculations performed with punch cards and early electronic computers. She worked on astronomical and satellite projects, including a study of Pluto's relationship to Neptune that required billions of calculations. Her most influential work involved satellite geodesy, the science of measuring Earth's shape, gravity, and surface. Earth is not a perfect sphere. It bulges near the equator. Its surface rises and falls. Gravity, tides, and the distribution of mass create additional irregularities. For satellite navigation to work, scientists needed to model those differences with extreme precision. During the 1970s and 1980s, West programmed powerful computers to process satellite altimeter data. She developed increasingly precise calculations of Earth's geoid, the mathematical representation of its shape and gravitational variations. She worked on the CSAT project, which used radar to study the oceans from space and later produced specifications for processing data from the GeoSat satellite. These models were among the scientific foundations that made accurate satellite positioning possible. West did not invent the entire global positioning system. GPS emerged from the work of many scientists, engineers, military programs, and satellites. But without a sufficiently accurate model of Earth, signals from those satellites could not reliably tell us where we were. Today, GPS guides aircraft, emergency responders, delivery networks, ships, farmers, surveyors, and billions of smartphone users. Yet West's contribution remained largely unknown for decades. Some of her work was connected to government projects that were not widely discussed. She was also a black woman working within institutions shaped by racism and sexism. Even members of her own family did not fully understand the importance of her work. Recognition finally arrived in her later years. In 2018, she was inducted into the Air Force Space and Missile Pioneers Hall of Fame. Dr. Gladys West died on January 17, 2026, at the age of 95. The next time a voice tells you that your destination is ahead, remember the black mathematician whose calculations helped the world find its way. Chapter 3. Dr. Marian Croak, the woman who helped give the internet a voice. For most of the 20th century, telephone calls traveled through dedicated circuits. The internet offered a radically different possibility. What if the human voice could be converted into digital information, divided into packets and sent across computer networks? That system became known as Voice over Internet Protocol, VoIP. Dr. Marian Croak became one of the technology's most important innovators. Marian Rogers Croak was born on May 14, 1955, in New York City. Her father encouraged her curiosity and built her a chemistry set. Croak became fascinated with understanding and repairing systems. She graduated from Princeton University in 1977 and later earned a doctorate from the University of Southern California, concentrating on quantitative analysis and social psychology. In 1982, she joined Bell Laboratories. At Bell Labs and AT&T, Croak helped move communications toward Internet Protocol networks. She and her colleagues developed systems for monitoring, managing, and improving the performance of digital voice communication. VoIP was not the invention of one person, but Croak's work helped make it more dependable, scalable, and useful. That technology now supports internet telephone calls, remote work, customer service systems, teleconferences, and video conversations among people across the world. When a family sees and hears one another through an internet connection, they are using a communications world that Dr. Marian Croak helped create. Croak also helped transform the text message into a humanitarian tool. Following Hurricane Katrina, she and her team developed technology that allowed people to donate to charitable organizations through text messaging. After the devastating 2010 earthquake in Haiti, text-to-donate campaigns using this type of technology raised approximately $43 million for relief efforts. Croak's work demonstrated that innovation could do more than connect voices. It could mobilize compassion. Dr. Sandra K. Johnson helped advance the high-performance computing systems that opened the road toward modern artificial intelligence. Dr. Gladys West helped calculate the precise model of Earth required for reliable satellite navigation. Dr. Marian Croak helped make internet voice communication practical and turned text messaging into a channel for humanitarian aid. They did not work alone, but the teams, institutions, and industries around them do not diminish their brilliance. For too long, the history of technology has been told as though Black people were only consumers of the modern world. These women prove that we were among its builders. Their work is in the computers processing our information. It is in the satellites guiding our movement. It is in the digital networks carrying our voices. They were not absent from technological history. Their names were absent from the version most of us were taught. Now we know their names. Dr. Sandra K. Johnson, Dr. Gladys West, Dr. Marian Croak. 3 Black women who helped build modern technology. They were never missing from history. They were missing from the story we were told. This is Descendants of the Taken Ones, recovering the stories history tried to bury. If this documentary taught you something, subscribe, share it with a young person, and help us place these names where they belong. In history. Sources: Dr. Sandra K. Johnson, U.S. Department of Defense profile of Dr. Gladys West, U.S. Air Force recognition of Dr. West, National Inventors Hall of Fame profile of Dr. Marian Croak.